The internet woke up expecting a normal day of celebrity gossip, random memes, and maybe a few harmless rap debates. But then something happened that instantly flipped the entire timeline upside down. Because somehow, in the middle of the chaos that is social media, King Harris found himself trending, and not for the reason anyone would want. At first, it started quietly. A few screenshots, a few whispers online, and suddenly people began talking about embarrassing files that had allegedly surfaced online. The type of situation where people refresh their feeds every 5 seconds trying to figure out what exactly is going on. And just when the drama was beginning to build momentum, enter 50 Cent. Now, if there's one thing the internet understands, it's that when 50 Cent notices a controversy, things are about to get 10 times messier. This is the same man who treats Instagram like a comedy stage, where roasting people is basically a professional sport. So the moment those embarrassing files started circulating, fans already knew what time it was, and they were right. Within minutes, 50 Cent started reacting to the situation in the most 50 Cent way possible. Sarcastic captions, savage jokes, and posts that looked less like commentary and more like a full, public roasting session. Suddenly, the entire internet went into meltdown mode. Twitter timelines exploded with reactions. TikTok creators started breaking down the drama like sports commentators analyzing a championship fight. YouTube gossip channels fired up their microphones faster than reporters covering breaking news. To understand why this situation exploded the way it did, you have to first understand two very important things about the internet. First, nothing spreads faster than embarrassing information once it hits social media. And second, if 50 Cent sees an opportunity to roast someone online, there is absolutely no chance he's ignoring it. Now, King Harris, the son of rap legend T.I., had already been getting attention online long before this situation popped up. Over the past few years, he had slowly stepped into the spotlight, building his own presence while also navigating the pressure that comes with being the child of a famous rapper, but growing up in the public. Isn't exactly easy. Every move gets analyzed, every comment gets clipped, and every mistake becomes internet entertainment within seconds. For celebrity kids especially, social media can turn into a microscope that magnifies every little moment, and that's exactly what happened here. The entire situation started when whispers began circulating online about new files that had allegedly surfaced involving King Harris. At first, people weren't even sure what the files contained. But that didn't stop the speculation from spreading like wildfire, because once a rumor begins trending online, curiosity spreads faster than facts. Within hours, screenshots and vague posts began popping up across social media platforms. People started hinting that the files were embarrassing, controversial, and possibly damaging to King
Harris's public image. Nobody had the full story yet, but the internet was already hungry for details. TikTok
creators began posting videos discussing the situation, trying to piece together what the files might contain. Twitter users started asking questions in long threads, while Instagram gossip pages began teasing the story with cryptic captions. The entire situation felt like the opening scene of a chaotic documentary, and just when the speculation was beginning to reach its peak, something happened that turned the entire situation from rumor to viral meltdown. 50 Cent saw the story. Now, if you've spent even 5 minutes on the internet over the last decade, you already know how this usually goes. 50 Cent doesn't simply watch drama unfold quietly. He participates. And when he participates, things escalate quickly. The moment he started posting about the situation, the story exploded across social media like fireworks. Suddenly, people who hadn't even heard about the leaked files were rushing to figure out what was happening. Because if 50 Cent is involved, the drama is automatically headline material. His posts weren't subtle either. Instead of ignoring the situation or offering a neutral comment, he went straight into roasting mode. The captions were sarcastic, the tone was savage, and the internet instantly began screenshotting everything. Within minutes, his reactions were circulating across Twitter and TikTok faster than anyone could keep track of. Fans were laughing, gasping, and arguing all at the same time. Some people thought the whole thing was hilarious. They saw it as another classic 50 Cent moment, the same trolling energy that has made him one of the most entertaining personalities online. Others thought the situation was crossing into uncomfortable territory, because if the files were truly embarrassing for King Harris, watching the internet turn the situation into comedy wasn't exactly a great look. But that didn't slow the conversation down. If anything, it made it louder. The internet thrives on chaos. And this situation had all the ingredients needed for viral drama. A celebrity family, mysterious leaked files, and one of the most ruthless trolls in hip-hop jumping into the conversation. It was the perfect recipe for online madness. Meanwhile, fans began digging deeper into the story. People started searching for the alleged files, trying to confirm what exactly had been leaked. Some claimed they had seen screenshots. Others insisted the story was being exaggerated. The confusion only made the situation more chaotic. Because when nobody knows the full truth, speculation becomes entertainment. And speculation spreads fast. As the hours passed, reaction videos began appearing across YouTube. Commentary channels started breaking down the situation like analysts reviewing a complicated sports play. Every post from 50 Cent became new material for discussion. Every reaction sparked another round of debate. And the internet couldn't get enough. Meanwhile, King Harris found himself at the center of a storm that seemed to be growing larger by the minute. What began as a few online rumors had now turned into one of the most talked about celebrity controversies of the day. Some supporters defended him, saying the internet was blowing things out of proportion. Others believed the situation was a direct result of the leaked files and the attention they were receiving. But regardless of which side people chose, one thing was undeniable. The situation had officially become viral. And once something reaches that level online, controlling the narrative becomes almost impossible, especially when someone like 50 Cent is involved. Because the more he posted, the more people paid attention. The more people paid attention, the bigger the conversation became. And the bigger the conversation became, the harder it was for anyone to ignore what was happening. But just when it seemed like the internet had already reached peak chaos, another twist began circulating online. Because according to some insiders and online commentators, the leaked files might not have been the only thing fueling this situation. There were whispers suggesting old tensions between 50 Cent and the Harris family could also be part of the reason the rapper jumped into the drama so aggressively. By the time the internet fully caught up to the situation, the drama had already reached a level that felt less like celebrity gossip and more like a full-scale social media spectacle. Every major gossip page was posting about it. Reaction channels were uploading breakdown videos, and timelines everywhere looked like a chaotic group chat where everyone was yelling at the same time. And at the center of all that noise was one person who looked like he was having the time of his life. 50 Cent. Now, if there's one thing fans know about 50 Cent, it's that the man doesn't simply respond to internet drama. No, he treats it like a stage performance. When he sees a moment to roast someone online, he doesn't just throw one joke and move on. He builds an entire comedy show around it. So once those embarrassing files connected to King Harris began circulating online, 50 Cent jumped into the situation like a comedian who had just been handed the perfect punchline. And the captions he started posting were the kind that made the internet gasp and laugh at the same time. Within minutes, screenshots of his posts began spreading everywhere. Twitter users were reposting them like breaking news alerts. TikTok creators started reading the captions out loud in dramatic voices while their followers flooded the comments with laughing emojis. It was classic 50 Cent chaos. But while some fans were entertained by the savage humor, others felt like the situation had crossed into uncomfortable territory. After all, King Harris wasn't just another random internet personality. He was the son of T.I., one of hip-hop's most respected veterans. And once people started connecting that detail to the situation, the drama took on a whole new layer, because suddenly, this wasn't just a social media roasting session. It looked like a situation that might involve family pride, industry relationships, and old tensions bubbling back to the surface. Fans immediately began asking the question everyone was thinking: how would T.I. react? Would he step in and defend his son publicly? Would he ignore the situation entirely? Or would this turn into a full-blown rap industry feud? The internet was practically holding its breath waiting for an answer. Meanwhile, 50 Cent kept posting, and every time he posted, the conversation exploded all over again. His captions became meme material almost instantly. Some people said he was absolutely destroying King Harris online. Others argued that he was going too far. But if there's one thing the internet knows about 50 Cent, it's that once he starts trolling, he rarely stops halfway. This is the same man who has spent years roasting celebrities, rivals, and even friends with a kind of savage humor that turns every post into viral entertainment. So instead of slowing down, he leaned even further into the chaos. At this point, the situation had turned into something bigger than a single controversy. It felt like a live episode of internet culture unfolding in real time. Reaction videos flooded YouTube. TikTok commentators were explaining the drama to millions of viewers who hadn't even followed the story before. Twitter threads were dissecting every detail like investigators trying to map out the entire timeline. And the memes were absolutely everywhere. One viral post compared the situation to a WE match where 50 Cent had walked into the ring and immediately started throwing chairs at everyone in sight. Another meme joked that the entire internet had turned into a reality show reunion episode where nobody could stop arguing. But behind all the humor and chaos, something more serious was happening. The situation was beginning to create a divide among fans. Some people believed 50 Cent was simply doing what he always does, turning drama into entertainment with his signature sarcastic humor. Others felt like publicly humiliating someone over leaked files was crossing a line. The debate became just as intense as the original drama itself, and as the conversation continued spreading, more voices from the hip-hop community began reacting. Some commentators criticized the entire situation, saying the internet has a habit of turning personal moments into viral spectacles. Others defended 50 Cent, arguing that social media has always been a space where celebrities joke, roast, and react freely. Either way, the story kept growing, and just when people thought the drama had reached its peak, another rumor started circulating online. According to some insiders and gossip pages, the leaked files might not have been the only reason 50 Cent jumped into the situation so aggressively. There were whispers suggesting that tensions between him and people connected to the Harris family had existed long before this moment. By the time the drama reached its peak, the entire internet felt like it had been pulled into a giant online arena where everyone had something to say. What started as a few mysterious leaked files had now evolved into a viral spectacle involving one of hip-hop's most notorious internet trolls and the son of a rap legend. And once the internet grabs onto a story like that, it refuses to let it go. Every hour new reactions appeared online. TikTok creators were still breaking down the situation like investigative reporters. Twitter timelines looked like crowded debates, where people were arguing about who was right and who had taken things too far. Meanwhile, 50 Cent continued to move the way he always does during internet chaos: calm, sarcastic, and clearly enjoying the attention. For him, social media has never just been a platform. It's a stage, and whenever controversy appears, he treats it like an opportunity to perform. But behind all the jokes and memes, the pressure surrounding the situation kept growing. Because once fans began wondering how T.I. might react, the entire story suddenly carried a different energy. This wasn't just a random celebrity being roasted online anymore. It involved family. And in hip-hop culture, family loyalty is something people take seriously. As speculation continued spreading, people began asking whether T.I. would step in to defend his son publicly. Some fans believed he might respond with a statement or interview addressing the situation. Others thought he might simply ignore the drama completely, because sometimes the smartest move in internet chaos is silence. But the longer everyone waited for a reaction, the louder the speculation became. Social media users began revisiting old interviews, past comments, and previous moments involving the Harris family. It was like the internet had turned into a giant archive investigation. People were searching for clues about whether there had been tension brewing behind the scenes long before the leaked files appeared. Some fans believed the situation was just random internet chaos. Others suspected there might be deeper history connected to it. Meanwhile, King Harris himself suddenly found his name trending everywhere. What began as whispers about leaked files had now transformed into one of the biggest online debates of the week. Supporters rushed to defend him, arguing that the internet often exaggerates situations and turns small controversies into massive viral storms. Critics, however, believed the attention was the result of the leaked material itself. And just like that, the internet divided into two sides again. The memes continued circulating as well. Some creators joked that 50 Cent treats social media like a comedy roast where nobody is safe. Others compared the entire situation to a reality show reunion episode where every cast member suddenly starts arguing at the same time. But beneath all the jokes, the situation revealed something deeper about internet culture. In today's digital world, one viral moment can instantly turn into a massive story. A single screenshot, a leaked file, or a sarcastic caption can suddenly place someone at the center of global conversation. And once that spotlight appears, it can be incredibly difficult to escape. For 50 Cent, moments like this have almost become part of his online identity. Over the years, he has built a reputation for turning social media into a battlefield of sarcasm and ruthless humor. Fans expect him to respond to drama this way. It's practically his brand. For King Harris, however, the situation highlighted the challenges that come with growing up in the public eye. Being connected to a famous family means every mistake, rumor, or controversy can quickly become viral entertainment. And the internet rarely forgets. As the days passed, the conversation slowly began shifting from shock to reflection. Some fans started questioning whether situations like this should become public entertainment at all. Others insisted that social media drama is simply part of celebrity culture now. Either way, the story had already left its mark. The leaked files, the savage posts, the endless memes, all of it had created another unforgettable chapter in internet gossip history. But the biggest question still remained: was this the end of the drama? Or was it just another moment in a much longer storyline that might continue unfolding? Because if there's one thing the internet has learned over the years, it's that stories involving 50 Cent rarely end quietly. Now let's be real for a second. If there's one thing the internet proves every single day, it's that celebrity drama moves faster than a Formula One race. One minute everyone is scrolling peacefully. The next minute somebody posts something wild and suddenly the entire timeline is on fire. And that's exactly what happened here. A few leaked files, a couple of savage posts from 50 Cent, and boom, the internet turned into a giant debate stage. Some people were laughing, some people were shocked, and others were sitting there refreshing their feed like they were watching the final round of a boxing match. Because when 50 Cent jumps into a situation, you already know it's not going to stay quiet. Now we want to hear your opinion. Do you think 50 Cent went way too far roasting King Harris over those embarrassing files? Or do you think this is just classic 50 Cent doing what he always does, turning internet drama into savage entertainment? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, because this conversation clearly isn't slowing down anytime soon. Just remember, keep it respectful. We're here for the debate, not a full W match in the comment section.